Hello, thank you for joining Healing Can Hope with Vicky. So I haven't did an update in a while or any type of information, and thank you for everybody who for praying and keeping in touch and who had questions. And I just wanted to come over here and answer a few very good questions. Like what makes my condition rare? How did my condition go undiagnosed and misdiagnosed for so long? What is immunotherapy? How is my condition similar to cancer but not cancer? So, what makes my condition rare? What makes my condition rare and complex is because I immediately started off with symptoms that's not typically seen within someone with connective tissue disease. I just got diagnosed with connective tissue disease the beginning of this year. Prior to this, as far as they know, I've had rheumatoid arthritis, GERD, chronic asthma, just a list of different things based off my symptoms. But what changed? How did they know that I had connective tissue disease? Well, when my condition rapidly started declining last year, they sent me to, they ended up referring me to a cardiologist. The cardiologist noticed I had microvascular dysfunction. He noticed that I had a exercise-induced dysfunction or a ventricular dysfunction. So he noticed a lot of things, but I didn't have heart disease. At the time I was labeled hypertensive heart disease because my high blood pressure was so chronic. It just wouldn't go down. It just never went down. So, my rheumatologist decided that he wanted to do another test. So he tested me again for connective tissue disease. Yet again, it said negative. Negative for the don't see the antibodies. So he's like, something isn't right. She has pretty much every symptom. She has multiple autoimmune disorders. So he's like, something's not right. So he just didn't stop until he figured it out, and I thank God for him. Okay, he ended up doing the blood test. Something changed with my blood this year. So not my heart problems that I've been having, and the symptoms, the feel like I'm suffocating, the palpitations, the chest pains. We ended up finding out that that was stemming from my vasculitis, Wegener's. So after that, he's like, let's do a thorough blood panel. So he wanted to see what's really going on. When he did the blood panel, he noticed that I had an overproduction of B cells, which is common in someone with cancer. Not only did I have an overproduction of B cells, I had a high clotting factor. But not only did I have a clotting factor, I have what's called a bcell. I'm going to have to come back and tell you which one that I have. But I have what's called a bcell. Bcell is basically my blood cells, my individual cells. They all look like someone bit it, Like, how you got a cookie, you bite the cookie? It looked like that. My blood cells look like that. I'm going to come back. So, I have what's called monoclonal B-cell lymphocytosis. So this basically means that my red blood cells are stressed. It's often seen in people with microvascular issue or severe autoimmune disorders. It's also seen in people with leukemia and multiple sclerosis. Hence, why I was tested for lupus and multiple sclerosis. It resembles leukemia to a T. It's like leukemia twin sister. It's like the devil couldn't reach me, so he gave me he basically gave me the same condition. The only literally the difference between my condition and cancer is that there is no sighting of cancer. You get what I'm saying? Like, as far as they concerned, they haven't seen any cancer yet. They haven't seen a tumor yet. You know, they haven't seen anything. So it's literally like parallel, and it's crazy to me every time that I think about it. You know, I have family members and friends who ask me, you know, they don't think immunotherapy is too strong. Why do you need all that? You know, or how can your condition go downhill so fast? You know, and that's pretty much why. It's because of my cells and my B cells was the bite cell, you know, so which brings me to what is immunotherapy. So immunotherapy is basically a treatment to help the immune system fight diseases. And in my case, the specific one that I'm on, it helps lowers the B cell production. And it helps restore my blood. So immunotherapy is not chemo. Okay. However, someone with cancer goes through immunotherapy and chemo. The difference is I don't have any sightings of cancer. So I only need the immunotherapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is treatment for cancer, but it's not chemo. Okay? So sometimes when I try to explain to someone what immunotherapy is, and I feel like they still just not getting it at all, I say chemo, because everybody knows what chemo is. So I basically say chemo minus all the radiation. I don't need I don't need to be hooked up so much. I get my immunotherapy, I get my round of treatments every 6 months. I get a double dose every 6 months. So it's not harsh, you know. It's crazy because it's like the devil couldn't reach me, so he gave me his next best thing. Like, he couldn't give me leukemia, so he gave me leukemia's little sister. They got different dads. It's wild. I didn't know such a condition could, like, I didn't know someone can have a condition that's so similar, this basically the same thing but not at the same time. And I'm a rare case, so if you have mixed connective tissue disease, that doesn't mean that you're like me. Every case is different. I'm prone to a lot of complications, and my health start going downhill because I have double complications at a time. So last year when I had complications, I was having complications with my heart and, you know, my lungs. So, and then amongst that complication never got like straightened out. It didn't. My body didn't give itself time to recover, and I started having another set of complications, which was brain and lower extreme and spine lower extremities, which leads us here. So yes, if you have any more interesting questions or wonders, feel free to inbox me and I will be gladly message you back or drop another video if I notice a lot of people have similar questions. I still have the same things upcoming. My next round of treatment is in March. I see all my doctors in March. My rheumatologist, my cardiologist. I still haven't gotten in with my gastroenterologist because my rheumatologist is recommending surgery for my gastroparesis and GERD, which is now we know is Crohn's. And I was told it was GERD with esophagitis for 6 years. My rheumatologist said I have every marker of Crohn's. So I have to see gastroenterologist for that. I see my neurologist also in March, unless I have an issue or anything. And then I don't have a date for my MRIs yet on the rest of my spine, but when they do come, I'll let you guys know. So previously I mentioned my kidney enzymes being slightly elevated. We still not sure what that was, but it regulated itself. My cardiologist, when he last sent me to the hospital, the markers weren't the same as the first time when the emergency room noticed that my kidney enzymes was elevated. It was lower, so he wasn't really too worried. I am still on the watch with my kidney and liver. We all know how crucial it is for any one of those to start messing up. And at this point, it's the last thing. I don't need it. Have it. Save it. I'm done. I'm a soldier. I don't need it. But yeah, continue to keep me in your prayers. Healing. Hope. I know there's no cure to my condition, but God has the last say so. So far, He has healed what doctors say is impossible. So we keeping that same energy forever and ever and ever.